The European Commission has not ruled out extending the proposed Brexit transitional period beyond December 2020, a deadline set by the body's chief negotiator Michel Barnier. An extended transitional period was discussed by ambassadors from a series of EU member states during a meeting in Brussels this week, according to diplomats familiar with the discussions. The Commission didn't rule out that it could be prolonged, a diplomat who was in the room told Politico. Another EU official involved in the talks, according to the FD, said, "The interesting thing will be, is the transitional period a one-off, or can it be prolonged?" EU officials have discussed prolonging the UK's two-year Brexit implantation stage. Is the transitional period a one-off, or can it be prolonged? EU official: It will take a lot of money. Hungary is said to have introduced the idea of adding an extension clause to avoid a potential cliff edge should Britain and Brussels not be able to conclude a trade agreement by the end of the initial transitional period. The suggestion received strong opposition from Germany and France. Both have publicly opposed Britain being offered a trade deal which includes services. British Brexit negotiators are hoping to have agreed on the terms of the implementation period by March this year, giving businesses a degree of certainty a year before the country finally ceases to be an EU member. Mr. Barnier, in December of last year, insisted the Brexit transition should end no later than December 31, 2020. However, ambassadors attending the meeting believe trade negotiations are unlikely to be finished and then approved by over 30 parliaments and national assemblies by the date. Charles Grant, director of the Centre for European Reform, said, "Many EU governments recognise that the transition will need to last beyond December 2020, but it suits the EU, like the UK, not to talk about that now. The UK would have to pay for single market access, which would require a new and difficult negotiation." Friday, December 8, 2017. Here is the 15-page Brexit deal in full. Theresa May has outlined her desire to ensure the UK's future trade arrangements with the EU are concluded during the two-year transitional period, the Prime Minister told MPs, after it was deemed the UK had made sufficient progress. There is a shared desire of the EU and UK to make rapid progress on the terms of the two-year period. She added, "During this period we intend to register new arrivals from the EU as preparation for our future immigration system, and we will prepare for our future independent trade policy by negotiating and, where possible, signing trade deals with third countries, which could come into force after the conclusion of the implementation period."